Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the April meeting of the New York State Joint Commission on Public Ethics. Let's get right into it. I need, behind attachment A, we are looking at the minutes from March public session. Can I have a motion to approve, please?
So moved.
Weissman.
Commissioner
Thank
Weissman.
you. Second. Thank you. All in favor?
Commissioner Jacobs. New York City unanimous.
Unanimous WebEx.
We're okay.
Okay, thank you. Attachment B, report from staff.
Well, we'll work our way through that, Mr. Chair. We'll just a quick outreach update. On the 19th of April, the staff conducted a forum walking through the agency ethics officers through the new website, which is up and running. You should know we've gotten a lot of compliments on it. It's a user-friendly, finally a 21st century website, and it's very, very good. And we have been working with the agencies on how to use it and take advantage of it. As you know, our annual report was released this past week. We do have ethics reminders that have gone out, financial disclosure statements. They are going to be due for the non-academic filers by May 15th. And obviously we're gearing up for the influx of those as we get those here. Other outreach, this coming Friday, I'm going to be on a State Bar Association panel talking about financial disclosure statements. It promises to be scintillating. The panel actually is going to be generally through the local and state government section. I will be on a panel with an individual who's going to be talking about our counterparts in local government, the local financial disclosure statements, and that's going to be taking place. So we are, as usual, very busy preparing newsletters and other outreach. Our trainings are taking place at a regular pace as folks are becoming due for the trainings, and that's where we are.
Okay.
The redesign of the financial disclosure statement form, there's been comment, and justifiably so, from commissioners and others just about the complexity of filling out the form that accompanies the form. It is something that's obviously it's legislated, so changes are not easily done. But nonetheless, we have reached out to the LEC. They are interested over the next few months, and perhaps in preparation for the 2019 legislative session, to see if we can try to improve the text, improve the transparency that the form is supposed to encourage and effectuate. So we have been in touch, and we're going to start running through ideas starting this summer, and we'll see where we end up with that come 2019.
Great. Financial report?
Steve, talk about year-end. We've attached here as Exhibit B where we stand at the opening of this fiscal year, April 1st. But Steve, if you want to bring us up to date where we were at the end of the last fiscal year.
Sure, thank you. For the fourth quarter in personal service, we spent just over $972,000 for a year-to-date total of $4,385,000, which was 95% of our cash allowance. For non-personal service in the fourth quarter, we spent just over $212,000 for a year-to-date balance of just over $728,000, and so that equates to 80% of our cash allowance. So for the year, in the fourth quarter, or I should say for the fourth quarter, for total PS and non-personal service, we spent $1,185,000 for a year-to-date total of $5,114,000, or 92.5% of our budget. And as the director mentioned, the fiscal year 2018-19 budget appropriation and cash allowance are the same as they were this past fiscal year. Any questions? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Item 4, regulations.
If I may, Mr. Chair, regarding attachment C, are the proposed comprehensive lobbying regulations. As the Commission knows, over the past 2 years, we've had a dialogue with the public, the regulated community, and other concerned groups about creating a comprehensive corpus of lobbying regulations. This has allowed comments under SAPA, even soliciting comments outside of the SAPA process, including at least one of the hearings. Comments have been responded to, and outside input is reflected to the extent those comments are reasonable and consistent with the Commission's mandate as the sole interpreter and enforcement agency for the Lobbying Act. We've now completed 2 years of that, and at this point in time, I'm going to respectfully ask the Chair if he would ask for and entertain a motion to formally adopt the regulations as part of and consisting of newly created Part 943. This is in conformity with the State Administrative Procedure Act. We are suggesting an effective date of January 1st, 2019. That will give the regulated community time to gear up, and that also will coincide with a new biennial registration period for clients and lobbyists, and will also coincide with the rollout of our new computerized lobbying application, which is being worked on, and we anticipate that being and filings being used in connection with that in early 2019. And so with that in mind, I do ask the Chair if he would ask for and entertain a motion to adopt the regulations.
Thanks. Before I do that, do any of the commissioners want to be heard on this any last time? I know we've spent a good long time discussing all of these, but if anybody has any final comments before I ask for a motion?
Yeah, I just one
Commissioner Jacobs, go ahead.
Just one question. Are there any continuing objections to these regulations, meaning any challenges that we should anticipate on a going forward basis, that there would be any litigation flowing from this?
I don't anticipate any well-reasoned or well-founded legal opposition to the promulgation of the regulations, either as a matter of process or substance. Not to say that someone might want to go to court, but I don't believe that there's any reasonable basis for questioning our authority or the substance of these regulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, can I please have a motion to approve? Thank you, Commissioner.
That's Commissioner Jacobs.
Second? Thank you, Commissioner.
Cohen.
All in favor?
New York City unanimous.
Albany, and
WebEx.
Commissioner McNamara as well, so it is unanimously adopted.
Unanimous. Thank you. Attachment D?
Attachment D are amendments to our existing source of funding regulations, which exist as Part 938. These two have gone through the SAPA and public comment process. We are also asking the Commissioner, or asking the Commission and asking the Chair if he would ask for and entertain a motion to adopt these regulations, and these are amended regulations, to formally adopt them under the SAPA process.
Once again, any further comments at all by any commissioners?
Same question.
To answer your question, I don't believe that there is any well-founded legal objection to the promulgation of these regulations or to their content. I don't see a court upholding any challenge. That is my opinion.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to approve, please? Thank you, Commissioner.
Commissioner Jacobs.
Second? Thank you, Commissioner.
Commissioner Cohen.
All in favor?
New York City,
Albany,
WebEx.
and WebEx too. Commissioner McNamara.
Thank you. Before we move on to the next item, I'd just like to read a short statement. Today's vote by the Joint Commission on Public Ethics to adopt New York State's first comprehensive lobbying regulations marks an important step in the Commission's efforts to ensure public transparency regarding who spends money to influence government and where and how lobbyists and their clients spend that money. To that end, there are 3 important takeaways from the lobbying regulations, each of which sheds light on the influence of money in government decision-making. First, true clients, the real party seeking to influence government, must be identified and follow the source of funding reporting rules. Second, the public will see broader and more specific information on lobbying activities, as well as the targets of lobbyists and their clients. And third, the public will see when and how grassroots lobbying, including paid lobbying through social media, occurs and who is paying for it. I want to thank JCOB's thoughtful staff for their hard work on these regulations, as well as the regulated community and the public for their input. I would also like to thank my fellow commissioners for their continued engagement and support in seeing that the Commission serves the public to the best of its ability. Okay, item 5, attachment E.
This is the schedule that we discussed last time for meetings to take place for the second half of the year. These are the dates that to which we'd received no objection last time. I'm just putting this before the Commission, so take a look at the calendar, see where we are, and it's out there for the public as well.
Okay, thank you. We will now, this concludes the public session. I now need a motion to enter into executive session. Can I have that motion, please? Thank you, Commissioner. Second? Thank you.
Mr. Jacobs is small.
All in favor?
Unanimous, New York City.
Same with Albany and Commissioner McNamara.
Okay, it's unanimous. Thank you.
Stand by.
Agreement, we opened 2 substantial basis investigations, and we authorized steps in several investigative matters. At this point, that concludes our April meeting of JCOB. Can I have a motion, please, to adjourn public meeting? Thank you, Commissioner Jacobs. Second, Commissioner Yates. Thank you. All in favor?
All of New York City.
Unanimous, Albany, and WebEx.
Okay, we are adjourned. See you all next month. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.